Hey you guys, it's Teresa and welcome back to my channel, and we're back with another list because I love making myself miserable when I go through at the end of the year to look at these videos to see what I have read and see that absolutely nothing that I have read was actually on any of these lists. So let's get into it. But as you guys can tell, today's video is going to be about the graphic novels I want to read. I have recently been slowly getting to graphic novels and comic books, as that was kind of like something I wanted to do for a long time now. And I just made a list of graphic novels that I have found interesting, and you'll probably be seeing, hopefully, popping up in my TBR sometime soon. But the first book, or the first graphic novel, is Monsters by Marjorie M. Liu, and this is set in a steampunk alternate 1900s Asia, and my friend read it because I got it for her birthday and she loved it. And it's like a horror aspect, it's like a horror steampunk, and that's really all I need to know, is that it's Asian, it's a steampunk alternate reality, it's horror, and it's matriarchal. That's really all you need to know. But I will hopefully be picking this up soonish, and I will talk to you guys when I do. The next book is Saga Volume 1 by Brian K. Vaughan? I'm gonna say Vaughn. And this is like a weird intergalactic war where these two soldiers kind of from different species have fallen in love and made a child, and no one likes that fact simply because they are at war and that shouldn't be a thing. So lots of blood, lots of gore, lots of, I believe, sex. But I am excited to pick it up. Everyone talks about this book and how, like, this novel and how great it is. The next book is Persepolis, The Story of a Childhood by Marjane Satrapi and Matthias Ripa, who was a translator. This is essentially a graphic novelization of someone's biography. This takes place during the Islamic War and what it's like to be a child during this time. And I have heard, like I said, nothing but great things about this book. So I'm excited to find it and read it soon. And probably cry, because I am a crier. The next graphic novel is Anya's Ghost by Vera Broscol, and this essentially follows this young girl named Anya who wants a friend but doesn't realize that when she got a friend it would be a ghost, and that it kind of means forever. And it looks like a really cute graphic novel, and I'm excited to pick it up soon. The next graphic novel is American Vampire by Scott Snyder and Stephen King. I mean, like, do you guys really need to know? It's Stephen King. So essentially, this graphic novel is about a new breed of vampires, and this takes place in the 1920s, I believe, America? Yes. 1920s America, where this young girl named Pearl has been brutally turned into a vampire. And I'm excited to see this kind of weird twists to a vampire. I haven't read very many graphic novels or comic books pertaining... That's a lie. Because I read a lot of manga, which I always forget to add to my Goodreads. But I read a lot of that, and there is a lot. Japan has a thing for vampires, which I'm not too upset about, but I have read a lot of them. But I haven't read one on, like, this new take of a vampire, so I'll have to see how it compares to kind of all the other versions of vampires that I've read about and watched. The next one is The Witch Boy by Molly Ostertag, and this follows a young boy. In this world, if you are a girl, you turn into a witch, and if you are a boy, you are trained to be a shapeshifter. However, who is the main character? Aster, he realizes that he does not want to be a shapeshifter. He finds himself leaning more towards witches, and I think it's an interesting and a great way to explain gender and, like, gender roles and gender identity through this graphic novel, by not explicitly saying that it's about gender, but more so about, like, your path in life. So I'm excited to pick it up. It looks really cute, and I have a feeling I'm gonna cry, because somehow any kind of book about a sweet non-binary, or like I sound like I'm crying, but I'm not, about a sweet little boy who is questioning their gender always gets me in tears. Like when I read Prince and the Dressmaker, gonzo. Like, I was in tears. I was sobbing for a hot minute. The next one is Black Orchid, and this one is written by Neil Gaiman and Dave McKean, who is the illustrator. This is about a demigoddess who is kind of trying to find her path in life, and that's literally... Yeah, it says here she trying to find her own identity, as she is kind of the result of a experiment. So I haven't heard anything about this one, and I'm really excited to see it because Neil Gaiman is one of my favorite authors, though I need to read more works by him. still one of my favorite authors because of Stardust. The next one is Ferris, Volume 1, Wide Awake, and this is written by Bill Willingham. And this is supposed to be an amalgamation of random fairy tales throughout the years, having been rewritten into like comedy or horror or what have you. And I'm really excited to see where this one goes, primarily because I love my fairy tales, I love retellings, I love graphic novels, and anything that would kind of give me a different like view of genres of different kind of random fairy tales, I'm always down for. So hopefully I'll be picking that up soon. The next one is Motor Crush by Brendon Fletcher. And this is about it's gay. Essentially there's like a rival gang of motorcyclists, and I don't know a ton about this one. I have it on my TBR for a Queer Lit Readathon that I'll be doing in June. So I'll probably have more thoughts on that later, but as of right now I'm just sitting here like, you look really intriguing to me. The next one is Heavy Vinyl by Carly Udston, and this essentially is about like soft butch lesbians in a record store in the 60s, and that's all I need to know. Really, that's all I need to know. Like, I'm looking at the cover right now and the art looks really cute and I'm really excited, and like, let's just jump right into it, please. The next one is Road Queen Trip, An Eternal Road Trip to Love, and that is essentially about this girl named Leo who has the hearts of every girl in her school except for one, and that girl happens to be the girl that she wants to be with, and it also happens to be the girl that steals her motorcycle. So on this trip, she's kind of trying to find this motorcycle and get the girl at the same time. So it sounds really interesting, it sounds kind of funny, so I'm excited. And the last one is My Very First Vampire Blood Drive by Mira Ong Chua, and like, I don't know why, but like I said, graphic novels just seem to have a thing for vampires. I'm not complaining because it's always interesting, but still. And essentially, this young girl named Bunny all wants to do is live a normal life, and she is eventually swept off her feet at this bloodline academy. And I'm assuming there's a vampire, and it's love, and it's also very, very gay, and I'm very, very excited. So hopefully I'll be picking that up soon, and I will love it because it looks really, really cute. Like, look at this cover. But that is it for my top graphic novels that I want to pick up in 2018. I do have a couple that I'm going to be buying pretty soon, and we'll be reading into that, so keep an eye out for those. But like I said, I like doing these videos. I like looking at like my top priority of everything and then seeing how drastically that changes after. Like, I have all my notes written down in my bullet journal, so typically when the year is over I like to flip through and go like, oh yeah, I read those books, I read that book, and like see that I have read none of these books that I have had included in any of these lists, or if I have, I've read like 2 of them. So hopefully, I'm praying that I will go ahead and get a chance to read through the rest of her, to actually make a dent in these like overgrown lists of mine. But until my next video, I do upload twice a week, so keep an eye out for that. Subscribe, and all of my social media links, if you want me to pick up any of these books or want to talk about books with me, are going to be down below. So I will talk to you guys in my next video and everywhere else until you see me again. Yeah, bye!